I miss you. Where are you hiding? Miss you. Your soul's not lighting up. I miss you and the hope once shining through you. Did someone hurt you? Did you give in to rivalry, to fear right around you? Power strong and liberty. I would forgive you if you would be the change.
이번 역은 반듯반듯 네모, 반듯반듯 네모역입니다. 네모 안녕!
야옹 야옹.
이거는 유산균이고 여러 가지 유산균을 먹어봤는데 변비 예방에는 이게 가장 효과가 좋더라고요. 비타민 D는 용량은 2000 IU로 먹었고 역시나 유기농 제품을 챙겨 먹었고 그리고 식물성 비타민 D로 챙겨 먹었어요. 이 비타민 D 같은 경우에는 입자가 굉장히 작아요. 그래서 먹기 좀 편했어요.
When you walk, I stumble. When you talk, I mumble. And when you smile, I have to turn away. When you shine, I'm cloudy. When you climb, I'm doubting that I won't fall before I reach the top. But you don't care. You're always there. And you take me as I am. You take me as I am. You don't attempt to change me or rearrange my flaws. When the lightning's flashing, when the waves are crashing, and I feel like a ship that's run aground.
What did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure.
잘 먹겠습니다.
맛있게 드세요.
네. 전통 재료가 아닌 김밥인데 맛있어. 응? 쫄깃쫄깃하네. 배불러?
김밥 거의 한 줄 다 먹었어.
잘했어. 먹는 거보다 낫지.
오늘도 고생했다. 엄마랑 놀아주느라. 여보, 우리 찰떡이에게 한마디 해줘봐. 왜 그거 안 해? 찰떡아, 아빠야.
해줘야 돼.
응.
찰떡아, 아빠야. 뭐랄까 자야 되겠지. 찰떡이가 얼른 자도록 하래요.
졸린데 왜 이렇게 늦게 자? 버팅겼어. 잘 자, 내 사랑.